Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of Blades in the Dark, the Blackwater Exchange. This is a show about a crew of audacious career criminals and fire starters, twisted fire starters. If the fire was a riot.
The fire,
yeah, I was going to say
metaphor.
I don't think there were any fires last time.
Metaphor.
The fires were in the Patriots' heart, the Ecclesian Patriots' hearts. That's where the fire started, and that's where it propagated to the streets.
Rabble rousers.
Yes.
In our opinion, we're the good guys.
Yes.
We didn't do anything.
I don't know if you are. I mean, even in your own opinion, you're a little bit like, are we really the good guys? What's that sketch?
Our logo has skulls on it.
Yeah. Are we the good guys?
Michelin Webb sketch.
That's it, Michelin Webb, yeah. Our hats have skulls on them. Are you sure we're the good guys?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
We're the baddies.
Yeah, it's like
we're the baddies.
We sell drugs and kill people. Are we really the goodies? Yeah. So, yeah, picking up we left off last week. Continuing you all the grinders, you are fighting more of an indirect war this time around, as opposed to out and out pre-experience of the vultures. Attempting to frame them and turn public opinion against them. You've done this by planting evidence and pointing your influential friends subtly in the direction of them, knowing full well the evidence was there because you planted it. Faking witnesses, faking testimonials, that kind of thing. You've now sponsored some local businessmen in Crow's Foot, or businesswomen as well, to basically speak out against them, which they more or less did. These people, Josiah Anvil definitely wasn't anti-Scarv, he was just more pro-Crosian, trying to keep people together after the bombing, which you guys have blamed on the grinders, though you did it. But you, by using a few clever plants and getting people hopped up on some spark and some drugs and basically manipulating the anti-Scarv sentiment, turn that pro-Crosian march into our anti-Scarv march. You planted some anti-Scarv pro-Scarv material, anti-Crosian material, flags, that kind of thing, and used this march as a cover for you to take some turf from the grinders, which you did with startling success. One of your probably best scores to date in terms of the plan, things going to plan.
Yeah, I mean, it cost quite a lot of money as well.
It did.
So.
Yeah, it cost a lot of money, but it seemed like it was possibly worth it because it went to plan.
Yeah.
It cost money, but it went to plan. You now have turf in the docks, just across the things, so like across this bridge now from Crow's Foot to the docks. You kind of have turf both sides of this bridge.
Yes.
Yeah. It's great because we're kind of attacking them on two fronts.
Yeah.
We've kind of got we're turning public sentiment against them, and we're also turning the bluecoats against them. So we've got kind of an official front and just making them really unpopular.
And we haven't really actively engaged them face to face, which is something which we're trying to do a little bit differently from the first war we were in. Like, we were very much on the front foot against it wasn't a vultures, was it? It was a vultures. It was a vultures. Yeah. We were very much, we'll do all the work. We'll attack them up front. We'll kill the leader. We'll do this. But this is more machinations behind the veil of a business and behind the veil of this anti-Scarv sentiment.
We want to, like, metaphorically win this from, like, the comfort of our armchair.
Yeah.
It's like
I feel like Merrick's playing chess with himself.
Yeah.
And like not when like when you took the turf, like you knock over a knight on the other side. And you got like a little figure of Horton as the king.
Oh, totally.
I predict though that the grinders probably aren't going to let us play that way. Like, obviously, as a gang, they are renowned as being quite savage.
Yeah.
And
they've got a lot of their own people support them.
Yeah, very sort of like reactionary. So I think they can probably see past the veil, even if we're pretending to hold our hands up and say we're not.
So I'm going to pull up some information on my phone now because I got it on Google Drive. Yes, a vicious gang they're known as, and they what's their public information is that they are to be feared, for they are known for vicious attacks.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And you know that their public goals, at least before the war, was to raise a crew, steal a warship, and fill their war treasury.
Yes.
So they do a lot of smash and grabs, that kind of thing. They're very money orientated, the grinders. Yeah. Money orientated in the sense that the like communist revolutionaries are money orientated to fund their war. So, picking up where we left off. Last week on the side note, you'd also recruited a skull, Juliet Green. You haven't met with her directly. You met with her body double or ad double on her behalf. But she is a high priestess in the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, and someone who is known to have. I hate this phrase. I can't think of a better one. Fingers in pies, because I like pies and it just seems unhygienic.
Yeah.
You know, but she has ties across the city. She's agreed to work with you. So for all intents and purposes and gameplay wise, she is her own cohort. She is part of your gang. She is a skulk.
Yeah.
But you know she will not divulge her sources to you. And it's basically, if you trust me, you trust my information. Because she trusts it. And that's the relationship you agreed with her. It's the kind of thing. It's a mutual beneficial relationship. And if you have to do favours for each other. Yeah. But you have her on the books. Mad Jane, you also noticed, for those who didn't see it last week or as a reminder, seems to be doing better. She stopped drinking and seems to be more sharper, more lethal. And in the taking of the turf of the grinders, she was extremely lethal and helped run the gangs.
Yeah.
Basically, your troops chased them into alleyways and killed them. He killed 6 grinders quite subtly, hidden away from public view. It wasn't well known, and did it quietly and efficiently.
Yeah, she was less efficient at surveying the
crowd.
She was awful at that, but like when it came to
the
fighting and the action, she did well.
Yeah, she's on the rooftop going, I can't see shit. I cannot see shit up here. But yeah, you also found out Tombstone wants to become a vampire.
Yeah. And also on a side note, in terms of our character progression, Thadeus has got strong feelings that Merrick is probably a vampire as well.
Yeah, the paranoia's kicked in. He thinks Merrick's a vampire. Yeah.
Based on the PI that Thadeus has hired. No, it was information from Juliet Green.
Yeah.
I knew that Merrick had been like looking into this Clan of the Rose, which is a secret society.
That's it.
I've neglected to tell Merrick information that Juliet
passed on to you,
passed on to me, and information that Juliet does know a lot about arcane and secret societies and the underworld of Doskvol, basically. Yeah, I didn't pass that information on. I asked her a question about the Clan of the Rose to try and get some information about what Merrick's been doing, because Thadeus is paranoid about him.
And you've had a PI to know, so you know he's had contact with them.
Yeah, and Juliet told me that it has to do with vampires, basically. So like a coven, it's like a vampire
recruitment agency.
Yeah, like a recruitment agency. Like there's a few tiers. Like there's a leader, there's like a second in command. There's like recruiters. And
Merrick's mixed in there somehow.
Merrick's mixed in there somehow.
Basically have a drink with them, and now Thadeus is like, he's one of them.
Well, yeah, Thadeus being very paranoid at the minute, or forever for the rest of his life. And his analytical brain, he's jumped to some wild conclusions, much like Sherlock Holmes, but obviously a dollar store version.
Not completely illogical.
It's not completely illogical, but like
it's not
for Thadeus. It's not fiction. It's not a Arthur Conan Doyle novel. It doesn't make sense in the end. It's just he's jumped to the conclusion and he thinks he's right at the minute.
I love what you said last week, where you're like, Merrick comes into the room and asks, "Can I come in?" I
so wanted to do that.
May I enter? No.
I'd say you never asked before.
You just like get some like some a little bit of garlic and just flick at him.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, you're carrying a stake or like
you're carrying a
so
stake.
Like one load is taken up from arcane implements, so like a wishbone charm and like a stake and some blessed water,
which is extremely effective against vampires.
Yeah,
the arcane spirit bane charm, arcane power is very effective, and the stake does work.
Yeah.
So Thadeus is now at all times carrying that.
Yeah, because he knows vampires are around somewhere.
I imagine every now and then I see you with this cross, and I'm just like, has he become religious or something? Like?
Yeah. I'd never show it to you.
Merrick turns up with a cold, and he's got his card turned up, and he's just like feeling a bit under the weather. He's like, "Hi, Thadeus."
Although everyone's probably quite pale in Doskvol.
Yeah.
Due to the lack of
yeah, that's true. That's why vampires hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
So, so pick up we last left off. So, payoff and complications, of which there are a few, entanglements. So, after a score, you take stock of your income from your operations. A successful score, as always, generates both reputation and coin. You earn 2 rep per score by default, so you get 2 rep. You also get an extra 1 for doing it against the grinders. So you have 3 rep, because they are rep tier 2 to your tier 1.
I think our rep is maxed out, so we don't gain any rep.
You gain no rep, but you don't lose any.
True.
Your coin, 6 score for 6 coin for standard score, which I think is standard. You pluck some turf. You'll have assets from that turf which you're able to sell. Some some stuff you've captured from the grinders because they didn't obviously clear out because you killed them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some of them did get away, but you killed a few of them. You've definitely struck quite a strong blow. So when you get your turf, as so you literally have the piece of turf. You now have 2 turf.
Yep.
Which for gameplay purposes, turf in this term, the literal use of the word turf is that it gives you 2 permanent reputation, right?
2 permanent rep. So, it's on a scale basically. So it's
1 permanent rep per turf.
Per turf. Sorry, yes. So you have 2 turf. Yeah, one per turf. So you go up in tier, i.e. better access to better equipment, a bigger gang. So when you max out your rep, you can pay to go up. Turf allows you to advance quicker because you hold bigger.
Yeah, we now need 10 rep to level up each level.
Yeah, rather than 12.
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
So you get 6 coin, of which the crows want 2.
Yeah.
If
Fine.
You wish to pay them and keep your relationship at a +3.
Yeah, I think we want to make friends at the minute.
Yeah. You know that if you don't pay them, it starts to drop -1, so it'll go from a +3 to a +2.
Yeah.
They wouldn't immediately just go like, "Oh, you're not paid us, we're enemies." It's like,
that's actually a point. We are actually +3, so we could probably.
They will help.
Yeah, they will help us.
That's true.
You are considered allies with the crow. You helped them. You helped them. You killed the lamplash, and you've.
Yeah, we probably should ask them for some help.
Yeah. On the flip side, they will ask you for help and expect the same return. If they need your help, which they did with the Lamblacks, they will expect you to do it. It's a 2-way relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But again, they are there to help you. They are a tier 2 strong gang, and the leaders of Crow's Fort, and they are looking to increase. They're looking to tier 3.
Yes.
Lissa is very ambitious. Cool. So you paid off the crows. Heat. Doskvol is a city of informants, information, and misinformation from recent episodes. So you take 2 heat by default. It did happen on hostile turf because on the grinders turf, so that makes it 3. There was killing, bodies track attention. There was a lot of crematorium bell, so that's 4 heat, and you are at war. Oh, sorry. 2 heat killing involved makes it 5. 1 because you're at war. 6 heat.
Is that 6 heat?
Yeah. I don't think that seems right though to me. Wild Devastation Exposure, I think 5 seems about right. There was a... Actually, no, 6 makes sense because it was a huge march. The Bluecoats and the powers that be will be very aware of it. While it was like the bomb going off, it's not quite the same thing. It's the fact that it's very politically unstable.
Yeah.
There were murders, like they all know. And the Bluecoats, from the Bluecoat perspective now, and the Inspectors, it was... why were they killed in alleyways? They all look into it and go, there was a march and murders, something's going on here. This is not just who was funding it, and they'll look into it. Some, pictures get put on notice boards, some cord gets pulled between them, some names get circled and underlined.
Yes. I want to roll our device then now.
At 6 heat.
Before it happens.
No, we don't. Do we?
You get 5 heat.
Wait. Oh no, yeah, we'll
let's wait. Let's cool it. It's fine.
Yeah. You can do an 8 point downtime.
6 heat.
6 heat, I think.
High side contacts -1 heat, so that's 5 heat.
Yeah, 6 heat mostly because there's a public march which you guys funded and backed. You were literally on stage at one point.
Yeah, the money trail is there.
Yeah.
And plus our thugs are all left behind to collect the turf.
And they also literally stared the Bluecoats down.
Yeah.
At the end, they're like this, so they quickly realised, these aren't. There's other people here that aren't just onlookers.
Yeah. Well, that brings our wanted level back up to 2.
Yeah. It seems about right, I think. Currently, So wanted level 2 in game terms.
And now we should do our vice deck because you're on 0 heat.
So it's like we don't need to get them yet. But when we do arrest them, they'll go inside for a little bit.
Yeah.
Or will you?
Let's get some money. Yes!
5
coin from our very, very profitable Vice Den.
For the Vice Den you claimed from the Lamblacks.
Yeah.
So you're heat 0, but you're wanted level 2. So I rolled 2 dice on the 0 to 3 chart.
Oh no!
Oh god, he got a crit.
A crit on the heat. Oh dear.
He got a crit.
What does that even do?
Oh god, he got a crit.
Whatever I want to do, apparently.
Oh god.
Ooh, that's interesting.
You shouldn't be allowed to
We've never done this one before.
Alright.
Oh, you say that every time, I swear.
I guess, yes. To be fair, give John his due. He's made a lot of different things in this. Yeah. And it does seem to go up different times. I love the scale. It's so cool how it works. Because this has come up before, but you avoided it because you didn't have the prereq. Now you do.
Okay.
Interesting. So that will happen at some point. I will put
what
that in my pocket.
Tell me now. How much?
Oh, that's amazing for the story. That is awesome. Oh, that is awesome.
Okay.
How much?
That is awesome.
How much do we
That is
need?
fun.
How much do we need to tier up to level 3? It's 3 times 4, 12 then.
You're tier 1, right? You're not tier 2 yet. You're tier 1 strong, right? Oh, you're tier 1 weak at war, but you were tier 1 strong.
To tier up from... Wait, so when the war ends, we're going to be tier 1 strong?
Yeah.
So if you want to tier up to tier 2, it's 16 coins.
16.
But we'll actually be tier 1 strong.
At the end of the war.
Yeah, at the end of the war.
Yeah.
So if you want to bump the tier 2 weak.
Oh, it's 8 times...
8 times the tier you're going to, yeah.
Jesus.
We can get a patron to make it cost half that.
Yeah, you can.
That might be good. I mean, we're only 3 XP off, so...
Yeah, I think that would probably be our next upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got people who will help you. You've got a good friend in Harvale. Maybe even Horth.
Yeah.
Maybe even Horth. What?
Well, you know, I mean, he's asked you to kill someone for him, which, you know, you're going to do, right?
No.
He doesn't know, does he? I'm sure he totally trusts you and thinks you're great friends.
Yeah.
So, picking up from the aftermath of the friendly march, you know, i.e. the fascist march you guys organised and pushed for.
Yeah.
Some notes. Ulf Ironborn is now -2 with you.
Yeah.
You know that last week when he invited you, you've heard this, you've heard that and put 2 and 2 together. When he invited you to the Old Forge Tavern in Coleridge, it was a trap, which you avoided by not going. He is allied with the Grinders now, given the anti-Scov sentiment, i.e. the Scov Revolution and Destroy the Grinders, clocks above. The Scovs are being very heavily oppressed. Hutton, the leader of Grinders, is the figurehead of the Scovs. A community leader as well as a criminal, but he is seen as a community leader. He is now allied with Ulf Ironborn, and Ulf tried to use your status as friends to lure you into Coleridge to attack you, which you did not do.
No.
And in the days since, you've realised that. So you're -2. He's not declared war on you, but it's open hostilities.
So Coleridge is sort of like a no-go zone.
Yeah, one of your guys who sells near Coleridge is left beaten and bloody on your doorstep.
Okay.
And he tells you that it's a message from Ulf Ironborn is, if any of your guys come into Coleridge, they will be attacked on sight.
Yeah.
And then, obviously not just guys, are you. Any of the Blackwater Exchange is no longer allowed in Coleridge, according to Ulf Ironborn, for what you have done. The Water Rats convinced him. They tried to ask you for money, you refused. You put a hit on their leader, but the Water Rats, it looks like, have convinced Ulf Ironborn what you guys did to the Lamblacks, and used him.
I can't believe they would believe their lies after all that we've done for Ulf Ironborn.
Yeah. So you wake up one morning to find one of your guys half dead on your doorstep.
Oh dear.
With a coffin's blurring and Ulf said to send you a message.
I'll put my head out and go, Grinders.
So yeah. LaRose is in prison. His trial was done behind closed doors, and you hear about this from the Centralia Club contacts. It was sped up and done behind closed doors. You've had no contact or word. All you know is he's inside now.
Oh god.
Looks like something happened behind the scenes there. Because you had the date and everything. You knew it was about 2-3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Before his trial, but whatever happened. He's now inside. He's now in prison.
Right.
He's been found guilty.
Do we know how long for?
You can certainly find out if you'd like. You have to roll some gather information dice, which you can certainly do as a free action. Cool. Those Bell hunting Dr. Gunn. Some other information here is that you've heard a couple of these. It grabs your attention as you walk in the streets. Over the last few weeks and months, a few hollows, bodies without souls, have been found ritualistically seen murdered in the canals. One of them was found alive recently, a couple of days ago. A ritualistically disfigured hollow. But it was still alive, but that's just the papers. As you walk through the streets of Crow's Foot one day, you see a crowd, you see the fish in that body. It's got all these strange arcane symbols, markings carved into its flesh, but it's still alive, and the papers are all speculating about what it is and what it means.
So it like crawled itself out of the canal?
It was dragged out of the canal, but it was still alive.
Okay.
Just barely. According to the papers, it was barely alive, but unlike the other ones, this one was alive.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, what do you want to do, guys?
So the war's still going on.
So you have 3 downtime activities, 1 each, and you have your +1 as master of a calculating person.
Yeah. We're at war, so we get, like you say, 1 each. Can I do a gather information roll to find out more about the progress of the Bluecoats' criminal trial against the Grinders, or like what sort of part they're? I mean, what sort of? I'm trying to say. How far along they are in their investigations?
Yeah, certainly. Go for it.
I will do that. Did we find out last week with Krabs Quidditch, or did you give us any information?
Krabs Quidditch, I think, said that he was looking into the corrupt Bluecoats, right?
So Krabs Quidditch met you guys and said basically, I know what you did.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you as a friend that I know.
Yeah.
And that don't worry about it, I've sorted it out. And he's basically said that I've buried your involvement as a goodwill gesture to my friends, and that in future I would like you to think of me. He wasn't shaking you down, he was saying basically, when I need a favour, remember this, because I've done this without you asking me.
Yeah. I mean, I got one that there was an update last week that the Bluecoats are trying to arrest Grinders.
Yes. And depending on what you roll, you'll find out information.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to Krabs Quidditch, because he seems to be the best source of information we've got at the minute in terms of Bluecoat activity?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
So let's.
You're his mate. You're his best mate.
Go to the Centurion Club.
Yeah.
Find Krabs Ditch.
Krabs Quidditch.
His name is actually Krabs Quidditch.
Okay.
Skidditch.
Cool. I'll go to Krabs Ditch and.
Krabs Look, I can remember still how he hated you so much, and you crit on the flashback, and it's like, whoa, bants.
Yeah, good times. And I'm gonna ask about it. So I'm gonna consult with him.
You see each other at the usual place. You drink. You retire to one of your familiar rooms. You chew the fat, so to speak. You ask about your book. You tell him about your writings, how things going. You steer the conversation to the Bluecoats.
So consult.
Risky standard. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's risky. Controlled standard. He's your friend. He's got no reason to, not tell you this.
Cool. 3 dice. That is a 5.
I can see you do with that consequence. He seems to have a bit of drink, and he's not giving you. He's not slurring his words, but he's definitely repeating himself a little bit. He seems to be in quite a merry mood. But the general information you get is the clock should be an hour 5 for Destroy the Grinders.
Oh, okay.
That's what you believe to know.
So this is the clock as we believe them.
For the scarves, maybe you should put a little asterisk on that. Destroy the Grinders and the Scum Revolution. You might want to put a little asterisk on them, because that's your perception of them.
Okay.
From what you know. But combination thereof of what you guys did to them last week and the Bluecoats pushing to arrest some of them, it looks like the Grinders have had a real bad week.
Okay.
Bluecoats are pushing through the arrest warrants, and what he's heard from his magistrate friends is the inspectors are preparing to make cases, and the Bluecoats have been sent to certain addresses.
Okay. I also want to find out where the Scov Revolution clock's up to, so I'm gonna reach over. I imagine security clubs got papers all around, all the papers
absolutely.
I'll just pick one up, open it up, and have you seen the reporting of the riots, and study the paper to try and discern what's going on Scov wise.
Yeah, and what you'd learn from the streets as well, your own information.
Yeah. So study.
This will be a gather information, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So it's just a fortunate.
So 1 dice. 3.
So 3.
Yeah.
All right. You believe it to be around the 4.
Okay.
Val Brogan was still never captured. But she seems to basically been forgotten about. Now that things are kicking off, she's a rabble rouser. She's come back up. It seems to lack any real direction or leadership. So the sentiment is there, but it looks like Hutton's fighting his own battle currently with the Grinders, or fighting for the Grinders. Ulf Ironborn is definitely a criminal, he's not a figurehead as such like Hutton is, for example. Bell Brogan is not someone the Bluecoats want to arrest.
Yeah.
So she can't stick her head up too frequent. There are numerous times where you read reports like, oh, Bell Brogan gave the speech, and it was quickly broken up by Bluecoats. They hear the whistles, someone runs in, the Bluecoats are coming, they scatter. She has to kind of jump out from the shadows, give a quick speech, and go, but not get caught. And she pops up around the city at various points. The docks and Coleridge are her two main haunts. Ulfineborn tends to smash windows and break legs as opposed to give too many public speeches. And again, Hutton is distracted by his gang being murdered.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it lacks any real. The sentiment is there. The flames are being somewhat fanned, but it lacks any real direction. And given what happened last time, if you recall that during the Coleridge riots, the Bluecoats locked that part of the city down. People are still, that's recent memory, are still wary of this. And the Bluecoats do not want a repeat of last time. Especially when the military is brought in. The Bluecoats and the military have a real nasty rivalry.
Yeah.
The idea of the military coming and going, you can't handle your own city. The Bluecoats do not want that. So they are cracking skulls and kicking down doors to keep this under control.
Cool. Alright.
So, yeah.
I think in terms of what direction we're going in terms of the score, me and Dan have talked about it between sessions, and I really like your idea of doing maybe an arcane score. And
so should I start looking into that now?
Well, I've got a bit of an idea as well. Like, so you were saying that perhaps we could open. I mean, we know the dead have highways based on research that me and Thaddeus and Tombstone have been doing. So basically, we know that there's links between the physical world and the ghost field, which ghosts and spirits can travel, and also physical beings can travel, usually at a heavy psychic cost, or weird things can happen in there. But your idea was that we open up a highway to rip a highway, or open a highway to the Grinder's base.
Tear the veil.
We basically want to weaponize the ghost field.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think how Thaddeus can help with that is by developing a substance, like an arcane substance, so either like a potion or potentially a substance that he can spread around the area so that it becomes enticing to spirits. So basically we could travel through the ghost field, get to the Grinder's base, basically spread this shit all over their base, or smash it, or do the ritual, or do whatever we need to do there to make that area enticing to spirits.
Yep.
And then jump out of the ghost field and basically just.
So you guys do know this. There are such things called spirit wells.
Right.
Yeah.
Spirit wells are a rift in the veil of reality where ghosts and other supernatural beings congregate. In ancient myth, it's a spawning ground for demons.
So we're looking to make spirit wells.
So you also know that the gondoliers were basically the not official version of the Spirit Wardens. So before the Spirit Wardens were officially formed a couple centuries ago, the gondoliers have always had a lot of respect in Doskvol because they fished the bodies out of the canal to stop ghosts just going everywhere, and they have a very good relationship with Spirit Wardens. And the gondoliers destroy spirit wells. So if they destroy them, they probably know how to find them or either make them.
Right.
As you are considering this, some things may happen which you may want to consider as well.
Okay.
First thing is Lissa has summoned you to the Rook's Nest, the Crow's headquarters.
Oh god. Okay.
Well, we've already given her our 2 coin for the week.
Is that the first thing?
That's the first thing.
Is that something we need to react to now?
It's nice though. I think last time she summoned you, you had a bag over your head and was dragged in, non-violently, but you were dragged in. This time she's just sent a message by courier. And
we're
just
on
asked you
friendly terms.
Yeah, she asked you that. She said it's of your interest and hers that you attend as soon as possible for mutual beneficial and mutual protection.
She's still signed it in blood.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a grinder. Just the notes pinned to his chest with a blade. P.S. Here's a present for you. Love Alyssa.
Yeah, I think we'd go.
Okay. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to go now?
We'll see what the second thing is.
Okay. The second thing is dependent on the first thing. So.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you enter into the three stories, quite big for Doskvol. 3-story tower. This rickety tower, which looks rickety, but when you go in, it's quite sturdy. And as you ascend the now familiar steps into the middle of Crow's Foot, overlooks the district. And as you ascend to the nest, for lack of a better phrase, you walk past the numerous crows. They let you in, give a nod, a bit of respect. Just you two taking on with you, or just you two?
I think it just be us two.
Yeah, probably just us two.
Okay, cool. A few of the crows, one of them realises you're here for this. So you recognise him, don't know his name, but tall fella, bit of stubble, hasn't shaved for a few days, dark hair, thinning on top. And he's like, I'll show the way. So he walks you, escorts you up to the 3rd floor, where you see on the familiar, for lack of a better phrase, the war room, where the large table, Lissa has many maps and desks around it, various trinkets, her desk at the far end, but she is sitting at the large table at the head of it, with maps of Doskvol, several papers laid out in front of her, physical newspapers. To her right, your left as you enter, is Inspector Hemlock in his tweed suit. And similar to last time you've seen, he's making notes and discussing things with her. You do not see the red sashes around, which was the last time. It's just Lissa and Hemlock. As you enter, she dismisses the crows in the room. The door is closed, and it's just you four that you can see.
Okay.
She gestures to two chairs on her left, right next to her.
Yeah, we'll sit.
I'll say, nice of you to send a message this time. Take a seat.
Well, we're friends, aren't we? She kind of looks to Hemlock and seems to gesture for him to begin, which Hemlock does. So he leans forward, throws his papers to one side, takes a sip of his coffee. I am loath to ask this, but there is a person who, despite my best attempts, will not let the bombing of the Lampblack's coal factory go. I have done everything I can to persuade this person. I have done everything I can to shift opinion, to present the case for the grinders' involvement as best I can, but this person will not be deterred. While the evidence is there, it is somewhat circumstantial and can easily be manipulated. And he gives you a look as if to say, I don't believe it either, because I know it was you, I was in the room, but I've done everything I can, but this person will not be deterred. I believe it is in all of our interests this person is removed. And I see no other alternative. So
he must be a man of great stature to go against the wishes of people as powerful as you and Lissa.
Well, that is part of the issue. He is someone, like I said, they're very close to myself, and I will have to live with this as best I can.
One of your brothers?
Yeah, so the term brothers is not, and they're not literally brothers, but yeah, it's the Locke brothers as they're known, because you've got Hemlock, Crawlock, and Flintlock, and it's Crawlock, he says, who will not give this up.
So are you the only corrupt inspector? Are the others all by the book?
He just gives you a dirty look and doesn't even answer that question.
Okay.
I'm guessing through this, Merrick can tell whether he's being
like looking into a mirror.
Yeah.
He's telling you as it is. He's telling you that Crawlock will not give this up. Like, I speak plainly. And you've never seen Hemlock kind of on edge for it. And every time you've seen him, he's always been in control. He's always been in a position of power or confidence.
I guess my thinking was that in case he was trying to manipulate us to do his dirty work and, I don't know, maybe use the bombing as just a reason for us to do it rather than for him to do it. Get someone else to do it, basically.
So yeah, he's asked. So Lissa then pipes up and goes, I'll say it. We want you to kill it. We need to kill Crawlock.
Okay. Do you think he's got enough to take us all down.
If he doesn't give it up, he might do. I mean, I really don't want to start taking people out who helped me get that iron, because it leaves a body trail, and bodies attract attention. So I feel that, what do we do? What's better, one death or many? Plus, if I ever need to have something like that again, I'd like to have those contacts alive so I can, well, let's face it, weapons make you dangerous, and being dangerous in this city is the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that makes people listen to you. So I don't want to lose those contacts.
What are his reasons for hanging on to this? I mean, is it his morals, or is he being funded by another party?
She looks to Hemlock there, and Hemlock responds, the inspectors are a non-allied, a branch of being not allied to anyone in the city. They are incorruptible, as Mr. Daines so rightly points out.
Well, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Tenacious, dogged, these are the traits Inspector has looked for. This is why we are not often a Crosian. We have no ties to the city. We are neutral. You know, of course, he said no ties to the city. His brother works for the Red Slashes.
Yeah. Who has he told about these suspicions?
Myself.
Only?
That I know of.
And does he know your involvement?
No. Not yet, anyway.
If he's told any others or left any records, then his death will look... Then his suspicious death may point even more at the truth.
The death of any inspector looks suspicious, as why his evidence must be destroyed, as well as him. I'm hesitant to use the word, but there's no better thing for it. As well as his murder, his evidence must be destroyed. I mean, I'm not too concerned about the evidence he has found, because I believe I can... Flintlock, who is also on my side in... more our side, I should say, in what really happened. That the Grinders, in no terrorist faction organisation, attacked the people of the city. Crowlock will not be deterred from his task. I believe if he keeps digging, keeps pushing, he will find the smoking gun. He will find something which will validate his thesis on the matter. So Lissa says to you then, look, we can take care of this, but I'd rather you guys did this. With the respect to you, less well known. I don't want to be using any assassins in the city that might not do something so subtle. And given your recent activities, you can be subtle and you can be indirect. I'd rather this look like some kind of accident.
Yeah, we can see how this will be mutually beneficial to us. It might go some way to end this war with the Grinders we currently find ourselves in as well.
So, term-wise, you can refuse this.
Right.
If you do it, you can either agree to it, to kill Crowlock, or you can forfeit 3 reputation or lose status with them. And it will drop to +2.
I think it's a... I think it would be a decent thing to do.
Yeah, can we maybe do like a sway or a consort to sort of like get them, although we're helping them, it seems like we're doing a harder job than, it's mutual beneficial, but we're doing the job. So can we ask them for more assistance on the wall with the Grinders, because that's beneficial to them?
Yeah, certainly can do. Let's see what you roll and see how what you want to ask.
I mean, Thadeus would obviously not do.
No, yeah.
Such a...
He's like, you should ask them for more help.
Flashback.
Yeah. If they ask for us, flashback. If they ask you for anything, you ask them. Yeah.
In exchange for our help in this matter, of course, we expect support in our matters.
Alyssa smiles at that,
make us sway,
because she enjoys these kind of
repartee,
these fencing with words. She goes, have you not had enough already? I hear the vice den's treating you quite well, making a bit of money on the side, which we do not ask any of.
True.
Your business is your own business.
Sway her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sway.
All right, risky standard.
Okay.
So you're asking for more help with the Grinders.
2 dice.
Done!
2 1.
Oh dear God.
I tell you what. Yeah, no effect on this.
Yeah, that's fair.
You do this for us, and I'll put you on my winter solstice card list. It's real pretty. Might be a little bit of a Christmas bonus in there for you. Do you want to use the word Christmas? Winter bonus in there for you.
I'm tempted to ask if I can do it again at Desperate.
Do you want to push it? You can. If you want to push it, if you want to push it for Desperate.
Oh man.
So you can either try a new route, or you can continue to sway.
You need a group action,
Desperate.
baby. I'll put my sway in as well. I got 1 dice. Go for 3.
Do you want to assist for? Oh yeah, it's like a group action, or you
Group
can assist
action,
for the
so
stress.
we'll both try and persuade him using sway.
Yeah. So both of you like, no, wait a second.
Yeah, we're playing off each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna enlist Thadeus' help. Let's do
So
group action.
I'm guessing because he's leading it, he'd get the desperate tick.
He gets desperate ticked.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
You'll lead the conversation. I feel like Thaddeus, honestly, is like that kid behind the big kid in school going, yeah. Every now and again, yeah.
I'm his big up.
What he said,
Yeah.
hype.
I'm his hype man. Yeah.
All right, so Desperate standard.
So as you continue to push, he's like, I give you all the help you need.
Okay.
What do you say to her? Just for funsies. As Alyssa stares across the table at you, that scar in her eye.
I think I'll just say our appreciation has already been made well clear by the stipend that we provide.
And Thaddeus will go, lest I remind you, this whole conspiracy theory was our brainchild.
Okay. Group sway. 3, 6. And
I'll
you
take
got
a
3.
stress.
So I'm going to take a stress.
Yeah.
God damn it. I can't even vice turn to like fucking this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've been cut off, man.
This is such bullshit.
But you do it. You do it.
But I'll do it, right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a special ability. There's a special ability where you can allow people to use your vice den, basically, and you get bonuses for it. Or you can use people to use your vice.
So what are you asking her for?
I think possibly we would work out the details at a different time.
Okay,
Well,
you're
just-
saying we want to bank,
Yeah.
bank the favour.
Yeah, exactly. A favour to help us in our.
Or
in our war.
even sort of in terms of mechanics, maybe like if we do this, then we get a tick on the clock or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, like that. I'd say, well, or do you want more?
I kind of like just the idea of having a favour in reserve, and
Okay.
that way we can like.
But they're going to do.
We basically got a flashback where we can just go back and be like, "This is what we asked for. We can get you in this position."
I mean, we're at +3, so they're going to do something for us anyway. Like, they're more than likely to, if we can sway them to do that. But yeah, okay, a favour then. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So listen, the dark-eyed, blonde, white hair, early 20s girl sitting across the table from a guy 20 years older than her. He is a couple of years older than her. How old's Merrick? Early 30s, like 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, I think it was like late 20s, early 30s.
Like guys, So this girl's, younger than all of you and commander one of the most lethal, cutthroat, largest gangs in the city. Scarred, stabbed, bloody, sits there and goes, okay. Yeah. And you do this. And when the time comes, we'll help you.
Excellent. And I will get up and take my leave.
This does, as you walk out, she's like, this doesn't mean we're going to war with the Scovs. But the crows will cut down the grinders as needed.
I would not expect you to get so heavily involved in our matters. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So you've got a fade with the crows when you need it.
Cool.
For killing Crawlock, the inspector. A notable figure.
Awesome.
Are you going to do anything towards getting your vice den back today?
I'm going to have to.
With your one downtime action.
We got loads of coin. We can spend some to get somewhere.
So are there any other gambling dens in the city.
Yeah, there's a few different gambling things.
Let me just
pull information up. So, gambling and vice. Gambling and vice.
Ooh, I've just seen
Nothing so refined or luxury.
I've just seen a rule which probably affects Thadeus more than Merrick, but if you cannot indulge your vice during the downtime phase, you take stress equal to your trauma. If you don't have any trauma, you're free to ignore your vice. It doesn't have a hold over you.
If
like if I don't this
every time,
every downtime.
Oh yeah, we
phase.
haven't been doing that, but I think you've always done it. I think you might have missed it once.
Yeah, I mean this one I might get one because I'm on 4 and I roll 4 dice anyway.
Yeah.
For my vice, so it's very likely that I'm going to.
Glad you remember that, because the whole point is that even if you're like on 4, you either overindulge or it goes up. Like this is how unstable your characters are.
I did not even know about that rule.
Yeah.
So like once you get another trauma, then you're going like 2 up every.
So I think we've missed it once because I'm pretty sure you've done it most weeks.
I mean it would have been 1 stress, and I haven't been at 9 stress. I don't think while we've been doing it. So
I'm still going to find out. So okay, great. So the trauma makes you're unstable characters.
Yeah. I guess the question is: are you going to indulge your vice this turn time?
I probably won't. I'll probably just stay on 5. I can't. I'm rolling 4 dice. I'm a very stable person outside of my trauma. Look.
Oh man.
There, I overindulge. So every single roll.
So I'd go to Silver Stag and I'd just like watch from across the road. I like watch people go in and I'd just like glare.
So here's a few. A fella called Spog. He is a Scotlander. Runs a dice game in Crow's Foot.
I don't think he'd let me in.
Okay.
You're scraping the barrel now. Like there's an alleyway in Crow's Foot where some kids play tiddlywinks and they sometimes bet on sweets.
So
I can beat them at tiddlywinks.
In the same vein, Grist and a Crosian, an ex-Bluker, actually runs boxing in the docks.
Ooh, watch some fights and blood sport.
A horrible man, disgusting, Master Vereen runs hound racing in Night Market.
I know one. Is there like a?
Oh. Sorry, go on.
Is there a analog to the stock market in Doskvol?
No. I mean, yeah.
That's more Merrick.
It's definitely longer term and like a lot less fluctuating.
Invest in crows. Yeah. Sell.
There's a couple of things I'm actually interested in. Lady Dusk runs the Dusk Manor Club in White Crown.
Ooh.
If you want to try and obtain a membership, it is much like Central Club. It's an exclusive membership, but there are cards, high stake card games, and Sergeant Velk runs the Fighting Pits in Dunslow.
Okay, I think I would.
Oh, there's also the Silver Stag. Oh wait.
Oh, the Silver Stag Casino. Yeah. That's always it. I could just disguise myself, right?
If you want to, everyone copy your moustache. Everyone's surprised, and you get a really good hand of card.
I think. See, Merrick really likes card games. That kind of like you're playing your opponent, you're looking in the whites of their eyes as you are beating them in a psychological battle more than anything else.
Yeah.
I think he would he's getting to the point where he's very stressed. I think he would try going to like the Greyhound races, probably the Greyhound races in Night Market. Ask around, find an inn.
Yeah, it's not illegal. It's open. You can totally find it. Yeah, it's not illegal. It's Master Vreen's just a bit of a scruffy, scrubby get. Yeah,
and I think he'd do some betting on it, but I don't think it'd quite be what he's looking for in gambling. I'd like to do it for first relief, but I don't think he'd.
It's not a permanent thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think he'd just take a.
If we say it's you -1, because it's not his preferred actual.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, -1 because it's not his preferred method.
Yeah, he's.
So until he can either get back in the Silver Stag or something like Dusk where he's playing cards.
Yeah.
He's at -1. Okay.
I think that's fair mechanically. So, 2 dice.
Highest -1.
Highest -1.
It's just nice. It scratches the itch, but it's just still there.
Yeah, it's just like. He's buying a ticket, but then he's like watching it, and he's just like, I'm not in control here. I'm not controlling my destiny. This isn't right.
Yeah.
So
you're not the trainer. You're not the participant. You're just betting on what information you can gather.
Yeah, exactly. So 2 dice. That is a 45.
So go down to 4.
Go down by 4. Yeah. Oops.
Merrick's like, "Yeah, good day." Besides, like, "Had a good day." Merrick is like, "Meh."
Bleh.
Okay, so I'm going to instruct Juliet Green to do her first bit of work for us.
Okay.
I'm going to get her to gather information on Locke.
Okay.
Location, what he likes to do, just general surveying, I suppose.
Cool. So, Locke. Okay. What is she looking to find out about?
We don't really know anything about him at the minute, so
you don't.
we need to find out possibly where he lives.
Yeah.
What he's involved with at the minute, like what
Yeah.
he's currently inspecting. What cases he's working on, and maybe just a past history to get an idea of who Inspector Locke is.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put
Locke is going to get popped.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't do this on purpose.
God.
What?
I'm just going to say it right now. I don't do it on purpose.
Okay.
What?
Things like this come together. That's why I love RPGs. Things come together that just work.
Okay.
So, yeah, make your own, man. So, you are tier 1.
Yeah.
She is a skull, so she's got this kind of thing.
Expert.
So it'll be 2.
Yeah.
Gather information. 5. So, it's good information, and clarifying or follow-up questions are allowed.
Yep.
So, Locke. Philip Locke. 2 L's.
Philly.
Philip Locke. He is an Acrosian veteran.
Oh God.
He is disfigured by war. He's got a couple of scars. Nothing too bad, but it's visible on his face, his body, his hands. He's got a few scars from the war.
Yeah.
He's known to be tenacious and dogged. All inspectors are, but this guy really is. Now, he's not a Acrosian. Sorry, no, he's not. Sorry, he's a veteran of the Acrosian military, but he's not a Acrosian.
Right.
But he fought in the Acrosian military.
Okay.
Let me just double check his background. I'm just going to pull Trello up. Already fought, as one of the what's the term? Like how the Allies had like Canada and America and Britain. Like it's one of those. I forget what the term is. It's like basically an ally of the war.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Like a faction in the battle.
Yeah.
I think he's from Daggers. If I recall correctly, he's not Tycherosi. He's not a Ruvian because that is Hemlock.
With an exotic name like Philip,
Well, you know that all of them took Acrosian names. Same with Hemlock. His name is Acrosian. They took it as when they come over. Yeah, so he's from the Dagger Isles, but he's fought against the Scots.
Right.
In the because the Scot was the last kingdom to hold out against the Acrosian and the powers that be.
Yeah.
And it was the last war before the last unification war. Sorry, under the Immortal Emperor. So he fought against them. So he's disfigured by war. Dagger Isles, but he fought alongside the Acrosian military. He's known to be, particularly for all inspectors, he is particularly tenacious and dogged. He does not give things up. And he seems to be a person, from what she gathers, who needs to have a purpose. Like, he's the kind of person that once he gets a hold of something, he doesn't let go. He needs a fight. He needs a crusade. He found it in the military, and now that his military service is done, he finds it in the service of the law. He's known to speak several languages and has ties to quite a few people of different cultures. So he's the kind of person that when he goes across the city, he can kind of go most places and can communicate with most people in their native tongue, allowing him to get good access or talk to people, convince people as needed. And there seems to be, from what she finds, though she finds no specific details, what her source tell her, he lacks peace. There's something that troubles him, it seems to drive him onward. With a bit of a favour, almost like a religious or fanatical favour to do the right thing, which does back up what Hemlock did about how he won't let this go. That's what you find out so far.
Okay.
Do we know
where he lives?
What area? Yeah, what area he lives in?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
So how has she found out this information?
She does not tell you. Again, you trust it or you don't with her.
Okay.
Stuff like that you could probably find out from Hemlock. Hemlock will be able to help you find out where he lives and where he goes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Juliet's him, another person.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll ask Hemlock. Flashback to the meeting. I'll ask him some information about Crawlock, like where he lives, or where he was last known, and whether he has any suspicions about plots against him.
Yeah. Cool. He lives in Brightstone. It's quite a small apartment he lives in for the area. It's a nice area, but it's a small place. Yeah, it's not that. It is down here. On the corner of. So he lives near Unity Park. So Unity Park is the Grand Park. It's a large foundation, a huge roundabout, features an enormous monument celebrating the Imperial victory in the Unity War, or the War for Scotland Independence, depending who you ask. The Scots call it the War for Independence. Everyone else calls it the Unity War. And he lives there. His apartment overlooks it. Overlooks the central Carlton area.
Yeah.
Small one-bed thing.
I like the idea of a kidnap job. Kidnap him, interrogate him, and try and get where he's either kept evidence against us, or like once we have him kidnapped, search his place or something like that.
We could do. My initial thought was we could use this as a test bed for weaponizing the arcane field, but that also works.
Yeah, it might be a bit too chaotic around Reki to opening his apartment. Draw too much attention, I suppose. As much attention as killing Inspector could do.
So to give you an idea of where he lives and the kind of area Brightstone is, because we don't often venture here because you guys are scum and live in the ghetto.
We got guest memberships to the Centuria Club.
You do. And it's almost like if you did a heat map of your travels through, it would be one line, one line to this one place. So Brightstone is home to the wealthiest and most influential citizens of Doskvol. So the fact that an inspector is here is quite curious. Most of them tend to live in Charter Hall or Six Towers, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Either he's very wealthy, or someone's done him a favour to get him a place here, or give him a very good deal. Either someone's helping him, or he's somehow got a lot of wealth, but far more than most inspectors do. It's not the most lucrative job. Its streets
must be corrupt.
Are broad and paved. They are bright electric lights. Its canals are sparkling and clean with perfumed water. This is like another world. Its houses are of fine, pale marble, rich timbers, intricate ironworks. There are cultivated parks which are fed by radiant energy to help the grass and trees grow and give it a sense of light and the day that was once lost. Lavish restaurants and cafes are the main attractions. There are jewellers, there are tailors and other luxury fine item shops you would see. Side street vendors are forbidden, and that results in a serene, spacious atmosphere which is only punctuated by the occasional passing carriage. Some of them even use horses, or full blue coat patrol, giving the citizens here a sense of protection, while status far removed from the cramped, dirty, muddy streets of Crow's Foot, Bunslow, that kind of thing. As you walk down the street, see your footsteps echo on the well-paved streets. You see, clothes and tailors that you could just about afford if you emptied your vault. Kind of money that, especially growing up, you'd be like, that's half a year's salary for the shirt. That piece of jewelry, that ring, costs more than I ever seen my father and my mother make, and the house we lived in.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You know, this is a place of obscene wealth and luxury. Just sitting on the bench in the radiant parks, it's to feel warmth on your skin and not have to wear, you know, hats and scarves. The blind hour here doesn't really happen because the fog doesn't roll in as much. A lot of the heat kind of dissipates it.
Yeah. And what do we get for conducting scores in such a lovely place?
It's classed as hostile turf.
Okay.
For against scoundrels because you are not welcome here. Its wealth and security and safety are 4 out of 4 each.
Yeah, I mean that indicates to me that we probably want to lure him out. So we know from his character traits that he is tenacious and dogged in his approach.
Yeah.
And we know that he won't let this case of looking into the bomb in against the Lambrat. He won't back down on it. So surely if we can present to him some new evidence, or like under the guise of new evidence, we can lure him into a trap, or
we can lure him out easily with evidence.
Yeah, into I guess. Like a trap, basically. I mean, he might bring blue coats with him, but we might be able to deal with them somehow. I'll have a think.
Are you staking out his place when you walk around here, or is this what you know?
We're just walking around, seeing the area.
So when you see blue coats, elite blue coats. These are like the best of the best.
Yeah.
And they march in formation, almost like the military. And their helmets gleam. They've got gun pikes.
Yeah.
Not just like pistols, but actual muskets with like bayonets on the end.
Wow.
Yeah. You're used to blue coats having kind of like the same gear as you guys have got. These ones have, you know, march with the like that with the soul. You know, have you ever seen like Buckingham Palace kind of guards? It's like that kind of formation with those kind of large rifles. You also see electroplasmic carriages running, almost like cars, without goats, without horses. Oh, right. They're a new invention. They're quite rare.
Interesting.
The odd one. Or unlike a tram, I think of it as a tram.
Very
like the tram at 10th century, so like early 1900 trams.
Yeah.
Where it actually runs down, but they only get them in this part of the sea. One of them runs across the bridge to White Crown.
I mean, my ideas in terms of if we get him to a place is either poisoning him, like using like a drug like standstill, which is a powder which causes temporary paralysis. So if he brought people with him, we could like offer them all like, you know, like a cup of tea, or like, you know, on the front of giving them information. If not, then maybe something like shadow essence, which is a distillation of the void, creates a cloud of unnatural pitch darkness. Basically cover them in darkness, and then I don't know, just like put bags over their heads and tie them up or something like that.
Yeah, you've got a lot of possible like.
These aren't potions that I can necessarily have off the bat. I might have to make them. But the standstill poisoning I can do, but just depends on. I mean, we're at tier 1 at the minute, so I'd probably have to pay coin to get it up to a better tier to make it affect better people, if you know what I mean. I don't know what tier like Crawlock would be.
On average, because you guys are aware, you know, roughly kind of things you face. I think roughly, like, you know, got an idea. Yeah, I think the inspectors as a whole are tier 3. They are tier 3 strong.
Tier 3 strong, yeah. So they're a bit. So really, a poison which is I have to make a poison which is higher, like a higher tier than that, for it to be totally effective, really, against the blue coats.
So what that means for tiers, like other tiers, and because we mentioned it a bit, is that's the average difficulty you'll face. So they might have like tier 2 stuff, or even tier 1 stuff. They might have tier 4 and 5 stuff.
Yeah.
But the average thing an inspector uses is around tier 3. So, for example, for like a safe house, he might have a tier 4 or tier 5 intricate lock.
Yeah.
But then, like, for a lock on his personal belongings, it might be a tier 2.
Yes.
You know, but a tier 3 gives the access he kind of has up and down.
So how does tier work on the poisons? Because it says that's tier 4.
So in order to make it, you've got to do a tinker roll, like, and roll that basically.
Okay.
That's how difficult it is to make it.
Yeah, I mean, but with standstill poison, I do actually get that as part of my alchemical bandolier. So I don't have to acquire it. It's if you didn't have a leech and you tried to acquire it.
Okay, that seems really good to get.
Yeah, so if you acquire an asset during a downtime activity, they're the bombs and stuff like that. But basically, you do an acquire asset to get one of these, and you have to do like a tier roll like any acquire asset, and you've got to match a tier 4 to get, say, standstill, which is a tier 4.
But we don't need to do that because
so these creations are well known by tinkerers and do not need to be studied before producing.
Yeah, so I get 6 if I use all my bandolier slots.
You also, whenever you use alchemicals, bombs, gadgets, when you acquire asset, you get automatically 2 heat.
Yeah, so if you're not a leech and you use your thingy to acquire asset, if it's a bomb.
Oh, did the leech not get the 2 heat for it?
No. Yeah. I don't use an acquire asset. It just says when you use bandolier, choose an alchemical, and it says it gets restocked because you've got a lab and
you're not having to acquire it.
You're not having to acquire it. You just acquire the ingredients to make it. Yeah. Whereas an acquire asset would be someone going to a leech and saying,
I want to buy a bomb,
and
that's where the blue coats hear about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's selling this gear?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the guy going to a store going, can I buy a bomb, or buying the ingredients to make it from different stores in your own time.
You still get heat for using grenade. Like I still get heat if I use a grenade or use a bomb as part of the thingy. But
do you imagine being a sneaky or clever guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done my downtime action. Have you done your?
No, I'm not actually too sure. I was gonna maybe. Standstill is a tier 4, so it's probably good for what we require really.
Yeah.
If we were to go that route, so I won't do my downtime on that. What other options? Sorry, I can.
when you use these poisons, you get sickened. You get level 1 harm.
Oh right, because
it tells you
we're about them.
It.
Yeah. Because it's volatile.
Well, when you use potions, you automatically get a 4-tick clock, and the spirit wardens immediately tick one of them. That's so funny.
I'm gonna make a roll on understanding recalls memories.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna put 2 ticks on it for my analyst.
Okay.
So I'll analyse the results with tombstones a bit and tick that off, I think.
Okay, so you pump Tombstone, the guinea pig, full of more of recall. Cool. So Tombstone can now basically lucid dream with it more than most. So recall, the invention and drug you have made, allows people to relive their best memories as if they were there. And some people get lost in those memories and get addicted to it, which is the addictive nature of being able to relive that feeling over and over and over. And a lot of your clientele, unfortunately it's true, are widowers, or widows, or people who've lost family. Anyone who's had a hard life and just wants to forget and just relive the best moments. And some people just, want to live the good lives, but you guys do prey on some weak and vulnerable, very vulnerable people. Go you.
Yay!
What you've been trying to do is allow the user to pick memories.
Yeah.
So that it's not the best one, at the request of Captain Surox.
Yes.
Surox the Craven. And you've been helping Tombstone, who is always happy to expand her mind's horizons and enter through the doors of perception to do so. You, from her help, have now been able to understand somewhat, in a limited capacity, but enough to help and work with it, what recall does to the frontal lobes of the brain. Which that basically, for lack of a better term, it puts them into a spasm, which is what recalls memories, as if it was there. It's activating them, the spikes when you have your machineries and what you know of Tombstone, how she describes it, is it puts the frontal lobes into the spasm, which recalls memories with perfect clarity. If you've ever had that strange thing in real life where you can smell something or hear music, and you can't hear it, it's not there, but you just hear it in your head, that's your frontal lobe, that's recalling it. There is the theory, true story this, that you never forget anything. That somewhere it is stored in there, you just can't, almost like a computer, you can't pull a pathway to it. Recall's overriding that.
Yeah.
So, to be able to choose the memories, there was one more clock to do, which is an T-rate clock.
Okay.
And you should be able to then have it so that you can pick memories. Now you understand it, now you can start to refine your product and train the user. Part of it is training the user to be able to choose.
to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, so
because Tombstone's quite adept at arcane.
Yeah, just like the average person taking it, even with like changing the formula, will be able to have some control. But it's like anything, the brain's a muscle. They will need to use to train the brain to do it. Yeah. It's like when you're trying to fall asleep and stay awake at the same time.
Sounds good for our product though.
So we'll call it lucid recall. Or you can get a different name for that. Yeah. Lucid recall we know now means the idea that you can actually lucid dream it. You choose it, you control it.
Okay. Cool.
Including bringing back memories you can't even recall you had. Almost like searching through a filing cabinet of memories.
Very, very cool. I think as one of my downtime activities, I want to develop a new gadget.
Okay.
Basically, it's going to be a way to turn the poisons into like a mist or a gas. So sort of like a smoke grenade, but like a fog thing where I can put poisons into it and it spurts it out into the air.
Diffuses it.
Yeah, diffuses it.
Cool.
Quite rapidly and viciously, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pump some money into this, and I think that's how we. Unless you want to go a different route with it, like.
I think that makes sense.
We get into like an area, and then maybe I'll use my other downtime to acquire an asset, which is like a place which is totally dissociated from us, so we can basically get them in a room and gas them.
Love it. I love the stuff you got with. Yeah. So how do you do it? What do you do?
I'll do it. I'll just develop a start a clock really.
In my head, honestly, what you've got, I just got the idea for Breeze.
Yeah.
Plug in for Breeze. That's literally what's just jumped into my mind.
So like that.
Plug in for a Breeze, and this is how Thadeus made his millions from making air fresheners that he originally used for poison.
I can put nice smells in there.
Yeah, and that's a little Thadeus and Co begun. Yeah. He starts putting garlic ones in Merrick's room just to see what happens.
I mean, that is how Breeze was created.
Originally
distributed poison.
For real?
No.
So
let's start that rumor.
We get a cease and desist from Breeze. Cool. So during downtime, you can take materials and make stuff. You're renting a new thing. So I ask you, what is type of creation? What does it do?
It's a poison diffuser. I don't really mind at the minute whether it's like I sort of like the idea of it being subtle. Like you walk into the room and then like you don't know what's going on, and you sort of like maybe you see like a ripple in the air or something like that, and then you smell it, and then basically it's too late by then.
Is it mundane, alchemical, arcane, or sparkcraft?
Probably sparkcraft.
Sparkcraft. Do you have alchemist, artificer, or strange methods bonus?
No. Oh, I do have an artificer.
You have a bonus, I believe, when you make
plus 1 result.
So you ask me, what is the minimum quality level of this item?
What is the minimum quality level of this item?
I have some questions for you first, because the magnitude and the effects are going to be a guide.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For how much you want to, how big an area you want to cover, that kind of thing.
I think it's going to be a room.
A room.
A room like, say, like this size in here. So
I don't know, small room or a large room?
Would you say this is a small room?
Going off Doskvol kind of stuff, this is probably going to be a medium room.
Okay.
I'm not being difficult, but there is no medium room either.
So what's the different?
So I'll
a large room is 2. Yeah, we'll go for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Duration is an hour. Good, basically. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you want to go for a large room?
Yeah.
So minimum quality level. Duration now I think makes sense, but it's also 2.
Yes.
Force is good. Yeah, I think tier 2 makes sense there.
Okay.
Magnitude. Cool, yeah, so it's the minimum quality level's 2.
Tier 2.
Yeah. To diffuse it through.
And then, what rare, strange, adverse effect to this formula or design has kept it in obscurity or out of common usage? I guess just due to the fact no one really wants to pump poison into large spaces. I don't know. I don't know whether it is a thing. It's, I don't know whether it is an. I guess.
No one is evil enough to think of this yet.
Yeah.
I guess by the time it happens to you, you're probably going to die next if you walk into a room and get it. It's quite nasty. Like I don't understand why. It's nasty and dangerous. It's very dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the side effects of gassing yourself are quite would be quite common. So I'd say it's dangerous and probably highly prohibited. It's it's nearly chemical warfare, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's bordering on chemical warfare,
Yeah.
which I can't imagine many of the law enforcement or military or anyone would want ordinary citizens to dabble with.
Yeah. Okay.
Poison a
Sounds
large area.
Sounds
That's
good to me.
chemical.
So now we go to what drawbacks, if any, does it have? So from what you said,
Yeah.
going off Lewis's
description.
Is a description. I think it's volatile.
Yeah.
It produces drains or troublesome side effects.
Yeah.
So like GM, basically, it's as a side effect, you can always resist it.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna harm us from working with it. And
same with the poison. Yeah, it's like using the poisons.
Yeah.
Basically, if you diffuse that poison or you accidentally do it, you can poison yourself.
Yeah.
And in the book, it actually tells you that you get level 1 woozy, harm, or sickened.
Can I ask a question about
Yes.
how many of these poisons I'd have to pump into the thing to make? Because I mean, each poison is one use of the bandolier, which is one usage
Yeah.
of that poison. So I'd have to use maybe 3 or 4.
I think for a room, I think it depends how close you get to someone. Like if
Yeah.
you've got it right in front of someone, I think just 1.
Yeah.
If you say you want to put it in the corner of a room, I think you probably have to use all 3 to fill
Yeah,
the room.
yeah, that makes sense.
Without them noticing, you could be like, "Hey, sniff this thing," and they're like, "Okay, great." You're like, but to put in the corner of the room and like leave it in there.
Yeah, and a large room is the maximum of its capacity, basically. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so it'd be
saying.
on 3. So,
yeah.
okay. So if you say small room is 2,
Yeah, yeah.
the maximum is 3. So
Yeah.
1 for a person, small room is 2, all 3
Yeah.
is a large room.
Yeah.
The other thing is that it's also conspicuous.
Yeah.
That you take a heat if it's used.
Yep.
People realise that like what is this strange thing, and people talk.
Cool.
Yeah.
So from what you
Well, I
said,
think
that it is prohibited, so you take heat for using it, and just the poisons and
Yeah.
just volatiles that you can be level 1 harm sickened by using it if you're not careful.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. I will. How many ticks in a clock is it?
I think it must be 4. Maybe 4. I think 6 seems a bit much.
I mean,
Like
usually
4.
it's 8.
Oh, is it usually 8?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, new formers of design carry 8 ticks, so it's 8. Yeah, because you've got to physically make it, haven't you? But as part of doing the 8 is you make it, don't you?
No, I have to do another tinker roll to do it.
Okay.
This is just the plan. This is the blueprint.
So you're doing the trial and error to make it.
Yeah.
You come in, Thadeus comes in Merrick comes in, Thadeus is just like, and he's got like little.
That could be a side effect if you want.
He's just got little bits of spur like in the edge. Go.
I'll take a 6 tier clock if I can do like a I don't know, like a insight to resist.
I will give you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
I don't think you'll like it. Going to you.
Okay.
Take it.
You're always taking
Whatever it is.
Give you a 6.
This is my strategy.
Ooh, that's a double crit if I get about the 6. Single.
Something I'm looking for here.
So sorry, was it an 8-second clock?
Yeah. It is currently, but I'm going to offer it as a 6 with the devil's bargain. That where is it?
It sounds good to me.
I might just trust my own.
You take a 6, but when you're tinkering with it and buying information for it, the design gets leaked.
Yeah. I don't want other people doing this.
Specifically to a faction, not to everyone.
I swear you've given me this one before.
Yeah, I think I have.
You're just going to keep saying it.
So the design, because I think it makes sense. For
Yeah.
me, the design gets leaked, the information
Yeah.
gets leaked. Maybe someone in your gang or someone spills it without saying it. You're like, one of your crews in the pub or the bar talking just a drunk loud mouth and blah blah, one of my guys can do this.
Yeah.
But somehow it gets leaked
Okay.
out to a specific faction.
Oh, no, I think Thadeus is going to trust his own ability on this one.
And not let anyone see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no one sees it.
He's not going to talk to anyone
Especially
about
not knowing what that faction is.
So study roll for my first downtime activity is a 5 and a 2. Goes up by 1, so it goes up to 6. That's 3 ticks.
For can you change that poison diffuser design to Febreze poison?
I will do it again.
Other diffusers are available.
I'll do it again for my second downtime activity.
Sure.
They're not as good, but they're available.
Thadeus has locked himself in the underground work.
Got a 6, so that's a crit.
You do it. You got 8.
Yeah.
It goes up tough. So the 6 becomes a crit, so it's 5, so it's 8. Boom, done.
Nice.
2 days, Thadeus emerges.
You've been locked in your workshop for 2 days. What's happened?
In that sewer.
Poisoning myself.
His hands are stained, his eyes are wide.
I'd use a less lethal poison. I'd use like drown powder.
I imagine using like dream smoke.
Yeah, dream smoke. If I could
again,
it's just like basically like, there's a smell of weed just coming from the workshop.
I'll spend a coin to do my tinker roll for doing it. It's tier 2.
How big's this thing? I see it like that, like kind of.
Yeah, like, and you actually do have to like put it on the wall.
Yeah,
a little bit of electroplasm.
Yeah.
Does it need like, electroplasm source?
Yeah.
Oh, just going back to your stun baton, needs a battery.
Yeah.
Put a battery on it.
How does it activate? Is it like motion sensor?
No, I think it's just timer. Like I think I like the idea of it just being
it just
a
starts
timer.
pumping
It just
out.
starts pumping out.
Yeah.
Get out of the area and do it. So tinker roll for the to make it. There we go. We've done it.
Yeah.
Tier 1 goes up because of my artificer goes up because I got a workshop. So it's tier 4 or
nice. Tier 4.
Yeah.
Boom. So you make it. You have a poison diffuser.
Yeah. Or tier 3.
Sparkcraft poison diffuser.
Tier 3.
Tier 3. Yeah.
Merrick comes down, all he hears from in Thadeus' room is just. Ah!
The rats are all. The rats were definitely the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Like, called some rats in and put them in a.
Just rats. They're not dead. They're just asleep, twitching.
Yeah.
Having some beautiful dreams.
Beautiful dreams.
Right. So that's my downtime activities. Unless you wanted to do anything else.
So that means that you're going to take a stress from.
Oh wait. I want to acquire an asset first.
Okay.
I want a location or an area, probably in. Oh, I can't do it in Coleridge. Probably in.
Well, you can do it in Coleridge. You just run the risk that they're going to see you.
Probably in the docks.
So the idea
Yeah.
of how it works with Coleridge is that whenever you go in there now, they will roll fortune rolls to see if they find you.
We're wanted men.
Yeah. So if you go through Coleridge, I will roll for their tier as a fortune roll in your
Yeah.
view. And of course, depending on what they roll, that they succeed or fail.
It's probably going to be right. Okay, we're not going to do it in Coleridge.
Okay.
It's going to be in the docks.
Okay.
And I want to acquire an asset, which
Okay.
is a place which is unconnected to the gang.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a gang without a place without a paper trail, basically, or that's what I'm going to try and attempt to roll for when I acquire the asset. And it's basically just a warehouse, I think. And with the information that we're going to give to Locke is that I think we found a link or some information that he might be interested about in actually a warehouse probably might be a bit big.
So like the Black building was pretty close to the docks, right?
Yeah, it was across the river from it.
Yeah, just across the river from it.
Yeah.
So it's like a warehouse that's got like a good view of the like Lampblack's area. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because that
absolutely.
probably is like a place where it's likely that evidence would be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah. Like they were like looking out there or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somewhere which has got an office or a small room.
So on the opposite side of the island.
Yeah, the opposite side of the island, like a warehouse which has got like a foreman's office or like some room there really, and I want it unconnected to our gang basically.
Okay, so yeah, you can roll for it if you like.
Yeah, so
that's
that's for the downtime activity.
Or they gather information, or how
Um,
do you want to do it? So you could do it as a gather information roll, or you could do it as an action roll. I think either works. So you gather information to find one, or you could survey the area. Maybe it's probably more of an action, isn't it? Probably more survey, I think.
Yeah.
Or study, depending on what actually, or hunt. You can either hunt, but.
Yeah. I'll do a survey.
Cool.
I think that makes sense.
Survey away.
Survey away.
Risky standard.
They get one dice to it.
4, yeah.
Interesting. The risk here being that you are caused by parties that are looking for you. You found.
Okay.
Found. Problem is, it's already you find a perfect place where you look and you go, that's perfect,
Yeah.
but it's owned by the Hush Bell.
Okay.
It's a warehouse that that it's run by the Mercer family,
Yeah.
and then it's part of their turf. Basically, it falls under their turf.
Okay.
Warehouses.
Okay.
See, that's their permission to use it.
Okay.
But you're walking around, you're like, oh, these are good, and you see every now and again you see a Hush Bell, and a couple of Hush Bells on the corners.
I really need someone somewhere unconnected.
I don't think like I don't think the Hush Bell would like consent to having an inspector go to their like warehouse.
Probably not. Probably not.
Just to give you for a spanner in the works, shall we say? While you're looking around, and upon returning to the Silverton News at some point in the week, one of your salesmen, as we should call them, your dealers, is nearly killed in a bar brawl with some grinders. But he does get away. And rumours on the street, from what people have heard, is the grinders have been doing smash and grabs, but also intimidating witnesses, trying to find your vault.
Okay.
You are aware of that now. You've been made aware of this.
Okay.
They're attacking your crew and torturing and threatening people to find out information about where you guys not just work, where you hide, where your vault is, where your money's kept.
That ain't good.
I will spend it all by next session.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they get it between now and then.
Find ego, bitches! It's empty! We can't even pay our own crew!
Maybe it's a good thing if they steal it all, because it's all cursed anyway.
The cursed money, yeah.
So yeah, they took some money from their dear friend Harvale. It's these coins have a reddish hue to them that only they can see. It seems like only you can see it. And no matter how much you try and spend the reddish coins, they always seem to end back up in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like, you've purposely given them across to the table. No one bats an eye, they take them, and you go home and you're like, wait, I spent those ones, but it's the same coins every time, no matter what. And you haven't got more money, like the other money's gone. When you spend money is spent, it's just the red coins. It's almost like as if you, the first few times you did it, you thought, oh, I must have kept them, I must have made a mistake.
Yeah.
But then as you intentionally give them to people, when you go back, all the money's missing.
Have we ever like received red coins? Like, are they like when we're spending them? Are they actually like going into the economy? Like, and just like one day, just come like we're just getting change for something, and we just get one of those coins. Like, what?
Not yet.
Okay. I think I might have given him an idea.
Make some notes on that bad boy. No,
okay.
not yet.
Okay. Cool.
Don't know what to do. What?
I mean, there are also warehouses not in the docks in Crow's Foot that overlook the Land Blacks area.
Yeah.
But the ones you find, that turf belongs to the Hush Bell.
What about like?
Let's do walk. You just hear ding on the little bells on the hips.
I don't know, because that's where the unlocks are. Yeah, but place in we could look for a place in Crow's Foot, somewhere a bit less ideal, but less Hush Bell.
Ideal Hush Bell. Ideal Hush Bell. Daddy your chips. Daddy your chips.
Oh god, yeah, that's memories, fucking hell.
So, which one to go? Which one to do?
Can I do a gather information roll? I guess
Yeah.
it's just to see what. I just want to know that whether Crawlock would be open to come to a place like that, or like judging his character, like
Yeah,
I don't know, like.
I mean, we can talk this through with Hemlock and sort of what plans.
Absolutely, yeah, you could get, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can say if do flashback, okay, you said that with Hemlock, and went like, let's do this properly. How do we get this?
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. How do we get this guy by himself? Like,
Yeah.
how do we get him to come? What would pique his interest the most?
Certainly.
All right. Yeah, I'll discuss that with.
Make
Hemlock.
your roll. Man.
Do you want to consult with him?
Yeah, I will. I guess just a consort to just have that conversation. Of
Okay,
what
this is going to be risky. This is going to be risky standard.
Yeah.
The risk here is you would know this like looking into a mirror. He doesn't particularly care if you get caught.
Yeah.
And part of him doesn't want that to happen. There's definitely a part of him, with him that he's conflicted. He doesn't want this to happen.
I kind of
but he understands that he has to. And while he wants it to happen and wants it to be done properly, if you went down during it, oh well. That's kind of the attitude you get from him.
Yeah.
So it's like, you ask him a question, he answers it, and you have to press a little bit to get a clear answer. He's not overtly or consciously trying to hide it. It's just, it's in him, and he doesn't,
Yeah, I've just got that kind of suspicion. I'll just be like, come on, we're friends.
He's
here,
being
right?
difficult. He's being difficult, and a little obtuse, probably without even meaning to. He just is. It's a real hard situation for him, and he is struggling to separate the personal from the professional with Crawlock.
Okay.
Especially the fact that you called him corrupt, which he doesn't believe he is. He sees himself definitely. You realise
as the good guy.
He sees himself as a sheepdog. So what that means is, a little thing coming at you, is the people are sheep, right?
Yeah.
And the wolves, and you hear them use this phrase: the wolves hunt the sheep, and the wolves kill the sheep. The only thing that separates the sheep from the wolves is the sheepdog. And the sheepdog has more in common with the wolf than the sheep. The only difference between the sheepdog and the wolf is the sheepdog liked sheep, not dead. And he sees himself as a sheepdog.
Yeah.
He's got the canines, he's like the wolf, he's as violent and as calculated and as driven as the wolves, the criminals. But he does it for a better purpose, right? A higher purpose. That's what he tells himself. And the fact that his brother, is part of it. No, well, the Red Sashes are an academy. They're not complete criminals. He does not think he's corrupt. He sees himself as doing what needs to be done.
Okay. I'll consult with him on the matter.
Risky standard.
3 dice. 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. So you do with a slight consequence. What would you like to ask, and I will answer for you.
I will ask. I will obviously bring up the fact that Brightstone is heavily secure.
Yes.
Heavily fortified.
Yes.
We'll need to lure him somewhere.
Yes. So far, Mr. Merrick, you are an excellent judge of character and criminal.
Oh, I try.
Not attacking someone in a fortified home is definitely a good plan so far.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. What kind of thing would draw his attention, shall we say?
He is a determined fellow, so perhaps something to do. Well, smoking gun would likely draw his attention. Be convincing, something he would believe, something he would think would, using these cliche terms, but crack the case open.
I've got plans to a bomb.
Plans to a bomb may well do it.
Plans of a bomb.
Plans of a bomb may well do it. It is part of the plans he found that made him believe it wasn't the Grinders. He didn't believe they had the capacity. And the testimonial of the captain of the Shrike, he did not believe either. I've tried to convince him otherwise, he doesn't believe it. So perhaps the real plans may convince him. The actual plans, not just circumstantial powders and chemicals, but the actual plans. A confession. I mean, you're going to kill him, aren't you? So perhaps a confession may help.
I say that Thadeus drafts up some fake plans of a bomb, which look like they could conceivably, to the untrained eye, look like the plans of a bomb. We send him an excerpt from it to pique his interest and say, I can't get it to you because we fear for our lives, basically. Would you come here to talk to us and transport it across the city, or see if it's real, because I don't want to be out in public with it, really, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then try and get him to come here to validate that it is a real bomb plan.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, if we go that angle, then it doesn't really matter where.
He lives in Doskvol, and I think if we play on his side of that, we want something out of it. We're not just doing it out of the goodness of our heart. We go, here's an excerpt. We think it's important information about this bomb, but we want money for it. Basically, this is a deal. It's not us giving you something. It's us giving you something for something in return.
Yeah.
It's like we want money. Basically, we don't really care about who did it.
I would honestly say that the best lies have truth in them.
Yeah.
Treat the situation as if you actually would.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll more likely believe it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just do this because you are not good or moralistic people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying ask for money. Send him an excerpt of it, like redacted, you know. black.
Do recall that he is ex-military, so it must be convincing.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, we have the original document we can copy.
Certainly you do.
If you can give us access to that document.
You're treading a fine balance here between giving him too much that he might save and pass on. You need to accept enough to pique his curiosity without giving enough that if
he can do it by himself.
Yes, or pass it to someone else who may then continue his work.
Yeah, that's true.
Must be a fine balance here. The
But
game must be well played.
But do you feel that's an essential part to get him to get him there?
So yes, I think the most convincing lie here will be his like truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'd take that tact. What do you think, Dan?
I agree.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
And that's great because in game terms, like that's a good hell of a roll.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
A lot of chance there in a good way. Like you definitely go both ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of consequences.
Yeah,
that could
made
come
the
out
plans. He sends it off. See how much he's convinced. That's pretty cool.
The question is, what role do we make?
I don't know.
Is it going to be a tinker or a study?
If there's anything you want to do, I think we'll do it after the break. And
Okay.
And if you want to do it more in downtime.
No, I think that's a good engagement role.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That the role. For
the plan. Yeah, to see how convinced he is. Yeah, that's awesome. So where do you want to?
Because he still might come, but he just might come with more force, or like might come with.
Maybe you convince him so well that he just rushes there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's believing that he's the hero.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I think
let's do it.
So
Excited.
The last thing to do in this downtime.
No.
is
No. You are never going to forget that.
You spend 2 days working your poison diffuser. You've not seen your family. You are stressed the fuck out.
I am going to conveniently forget it when I get a trauma.
Yeah.
But for now.
And we should add on another one for forgetting.
No.
Okay, fine. No. I tried. No.
I'll go back through all the episodes and find out how many we didn't do.
Yeah. And so be like, Thaddeus, you should have 3 traumas by now.
I do. I gather stress quite a lot.
Also, do you get 1 stress per trauma?
Yeah. So once you get 2, it's 2 stress.
Absolutely. More and more unstable.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Oh, John, excellent. So if he ever sees this, John Harper, the designer, if you ever see this,
I need to do the asset roll for the. I need to do the asset roll for the place we're going to meet him.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
So we're in Crow's Foot.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's just a fortune roll.
It's a straight roll. See how it is.
I'll just use.
Make a fortune. Oh yeah, sorry, fortune roll with your action. So you roll the number of dice, and depending on how good it is how good the fortune is. It's not going to be ideal, but it can certainly be good.
I think I'm going to command Thingy to find us one.
You know what? Whatever you choose, you're getting a dice. Oh, if you rock 8, you can count someone else.
Yeah.
Or whatever you choose, you get an extra 1.
Okay.
Because the major advantage here is you know what you did, so you literally have inside information.
Right.
So you get whatever choice you roll. If it's one of you 2, you'll take an additional die.
Yeah. I'll just do a survey roll again. I think that's
okay.
Or maybe.
So whatever your survey.
I don't know what else would make sense really.
I think that makes sense. I think that's very sense.
Survey.
You could study like plans of the city. You could hunt. You could command your men to go and do it.
Yeah.
And tell them what you want. You could command.
Yeah, I'll probably. No, I think they're done. I'll just do a study roll.
They're done, but if you lead them well, if you command them well, they'll do it.
True. Right.
Study roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
Double. A lot of doubles tonight.
A lot of doubles
tonight. Okay, so mixed result limits to partial effect. So it's mixed. It'll do. It's close. It's not the greatest sight. It's hidden away. It's Crow's Foot.
Okay, that's fair.
It's definitely secluded, which is the main thing for wet work, shall we say?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's the main thing. It just has to be. It has to look like it's somewhere where someone would want to do a deal. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not on their turf. It's somewhere where you want to do it.
Rumours have it. This room you find. It's on a top floor of a building. It was once a blue coat safe house until the hush bell kicked it in and killed a few people there.
All right.
Yeah. So rumours are it's an ex-safe house. So it's quite secluded, but apparently people haven't used it. That's what the rumours say.
Okay.
Some like scorch marks on it. Or like,
Yeah. Little steps go up to the front. And it's secluded one. Yeah. And it overlooks the warehouse not too far.
Cool.
Out of game, this was that room they found, which is perfect for the not perfect in the sense of what you want, but it makes sense. Was the very first score they ever did kicking in a blue coat safe house on top of a building.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
We went right up to the door. Walked in like we were the players, got immediately shot.
And George climbed through the window.
There wasn't the blue coats. It was
the blue coats.
Was it blue coats?
Oh,
because they were
protecting someone,
protecting a witness.
You had to kill a witness. Yeah, that was a very.
And then we just set the whole place on fire and like walked away.
Yeah.
You were like shooting lightning through the door.
Yeah.
As a whisper, yeah. It's like a song. Cool guys don't look at explosions. You walk away. Pit Whipple hunting the guy down. He jumped out of a window and shot him in the legs and brutally killed him.
I'm sure we must have the recording for this somewhere. So.
Yeah, we do.
But, yes.
So what you do? You find this ex-safe house. That rumours tell you it's an ex-safe house, but it's on top of a building.
Yeah.
It's a small little shack kind of thing in a couple of rooms, but it's pretty secluded. Secluded steps go up out of the way. You can see why, if it was a safe house, why it would have been used.
Cool.
Because it's accessible but secluded.
And burnt. Okay, cool.
Furniture's, a few stains in here.
Awesome.
Cool. So, don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll be right back, and for tonight's score to see if a Moida can happen. Catch you after the break, guys. 10-15 minutes.
Bye.
Bye.